We are live. Evening rants. We are about to talk about what Pam Bondi just got caught doing by James O'Keefe. Holy shit. Mark, by the way, is busy picking up his daughter from college, moved her out. They're driving. He wanted to be safe. We're just going to have to talk about this. Apparently, Pam Bondi is discussing the Epstein files, which we still don't have as a people. It was just random people, in restaurants and shit. Like James O'Keefe has her on tape, and we're about to listen to it, and then we're going to discuss because we live in a fucking movie. We don't even live in like the real world. We live in a fucking movie. I'm so beside myself with this shit. I can't even get over it. Wild. Let's add it to the stage. Boom. We need to make it bigger than that. There we go. I could be little. Here we go. We're going to listen and talk, and then we're going to... We live in a fucking movie. I swear. We live in a fucking movie.
Yesterday, Attorney General of the United States Pam Bondi was at the White House and disclosed what she represented as brand new information in relation to Jeffrey Epstein, the existence of tens of thousands of videos featuring little children.
There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn.
Now, this is the first time an official has publicly acknowledged...
No arrests. But the people in the Justice Department are literally just like fucking watching child porn. As a newsflash, if they don't arrest anybody, we should arrest them for being in possession of child porn. Because if they don't arrest anybody, it's not in the act of finding justice. It's just them possessing child porn. How do people not understand this? This is... If they don't arrest anybody and they're sitting in the Justice Department watching tens of thousands of videos of child porn, they just have child porn if there's no arrests.
Knowledge that videos of Epstein and his victims exist. What you may not know is just 9 days prior, the Attorney General had a very similar conversation with a total stranger in a restaurant.
Do you know when the Epstein files are going to get released?
We hope soon.
Okay.
Who is this chick that worked for him? Fucking believable. Unbelievable.
There has been.
Okay.
So-
Any dates?
No, you know what it is? There are tens of thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. So they have to go through every one.
In the past, officials have spoken about the, quote, mountain of evidence in the Epstein case, but they've never, previous to that moment, acknowledged on the existence of videos of, quote, little kids. Just a few days later, at 2 p.m. on May 1st, our reporter sent the AG's office the text of the recording. We asked why this detail had not been disclosed to the public, but was instead being told to a random stranger at a restaurant. The Attorney General used almost the...
Yeah, Bonnie needs to lose her job. Fucking... Who to make Attorney General? Like, because... Not her. This is ridiculous. Here's the thing. The government's had these files for a long fucking time. I'm sorry, but release them all. Right now. The government should not be able to decide to keep shit from us like this. Does everybody get that? Like, they're telling us that crimes that were committed en masse against other citizens, we have no business knowing about. We have no business knowing who the perpetrators were of one of the most heinous fucking things ever. Like, it's literally child trafficking, child human trafficking for sex deviants. Like, it's the most vile fucking shit that exists in our society. And nobody's going to fucking jail for it. Jail is, by the way, way too easy of a fucking punishment. There is no rehabilitation for the good of society. If somebody rapes a child, we should put that person down. Just like the fucking animal they are. Crazy.
The exact same language as she did with the stranger in the restaurant. Language that we shared with her press office.
There are tens of thousands of videos, and it's all with little kids.
There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn.
Now, we hesitated to publish this story, but believe, like we did yesterday, that the public has a right to know. And this one raises serious questions. On one hand, why did our country's highest law enforcement official share this information first not with the American people, but with a self-described nanny at brunch? But more importantly, why was this information held back in the first place?
Right.
Does this show that a government
Exactly.
apparatus is still working behind the scenes to protect powerful people involved in the scandal? Based upon the response to our Epstein story yesterday, it's clear that the American people want answers, and they want accountability.
Yes, the people do. Yes, protect James at all costs. No shit. And I agree with this. This is why Matt Gaetz should have been AG. I totally agree with that. You could even do better. Like let's find somebody that's really ready to fucking go. No shit. Yep. Exactly. And I completely agree. 100%. These it's the same shit, you know? It's the same shit, different day. And honestly, this is no kidding. Like, this is what we should expect, right? I've said it for a long time, and I'm not speaking for Mark right now. I'm not speaking for Evening Rants. This is just me. But I've said it for a long time. The government is vastly too corrupt to be fixed. Like, we need to reboot this shit. Like, we need a convention of the states to reboot the federal government because it's entirely too corrupt at every avenue to be fixed. Because we've allowed the people that are in government to take power. They're only supposed to draw their power from us. We are supposed to be governed by our consent, right? So that way they know that we can withdraw our consent en masse, right? And instead, you know, we still have all this bullshit going on left and right. And I'm not saying, you know, it's all the left or all the right. What I am saying is there is definitely a very serious look of like obstructionism going on, where we the people are getting fucked from both sides. And I'm not, if you're a huge Trump fan, I'm not even saying anything against Trump. I don't think this is him. I think that no matter what, the system is so fucked up, and there are so many people just entrenched in it that have been in government for 40 and 50 fucking years. That's not a job. That is a title. Like if you've worked, some of these people have worked for the government or in the legislation for like 30 fucking years. That's way too long, vastly too long for them to be in control. And it also points out that most of these people have been in office for a long time. What the fuck? I mean, they're the reason why shit's fucked up. How do we not see this? Like, this is how fucked up shit is right now. Is the literal reason why we should have term limits, and we're never going to get term limits unless we, the people, do something about it. Because guess what? They're never going to vote for it for themselves. Never, ever, ever, never, ever, 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 ever. Give me a sec. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry, I was reading something important. But anyway, oh wait, hang on. I'm glad I got to see you do a live with Owen Benjamin Smith. I've never thought that my fitness content would cross over to my big beard content. You know what? Owen was really fucking cool. No shit. Like, I enjoyed talking to him. The Jewcast is an amazing thing. We were going to have Roger Stone on today, but there were some technical difficulties. But it's just such a neat thing. I love the interview with Jason Whitlock. It was just really, it's been an interesting thing, and I agree with this real quick. The corruption in the FBI is why I'm giving Cash and Dan extra time. They need to find the good agents. I agree with that 100%. We should be looking at a way to dissolve the FBI. I mean, why do we need them? Like, don't. Is there not police enough in the states, like where you actually live? Why does the federal government need police? The federal government should do 3 fucking things: protect our border, provide common defense, and protect our rights from the states infringing upon them. They should not be arresting us. They shouldn't be in the business of any of the business they're in. Our government should be so fucking tiny. It's amazing. We have let an entity that we all signed into being balloon up to what it is now, that was only supposed to do 3 fucking things. Like, that's it. 3 fucking things. And of course they're going to add on to it, but look at how ridiculous it is, bloated. We've gotten rid of so many government agencies this year. It's wild. And some of them are just outlandish. We do not need that many people working in our government. We need people working in the free market and making it so we can, build shit here, do all that shit here, And again, I agree. I absolutely agree. So I don't get where Pam Bondi is coming from with talking to basically just the fucking, it seems like just a random person. But I just wish we could get to the stage where with our government, we could just we're going to have to make them do shit, people. Like, same thing, like I've said this before, like apparently Casey Means, like Laura Loomer is fucking destroying the career of Casey Means, who, give me a second. Because she's trending because she's a fucking genius, that's why. She really is. She's a fucking genius, Laura Loomer is. She should be doing the vetting for the White House. For real, she should be doing the vetting. Let me get to the stage where she's Laura Loomer, Casey Means. There it is. Top. Okay. Oof. So let's do this one too. This is Laura Loomer, the father of Casey Means. The new Trump appointee to the U.S. Surgeon General wrote a pro-trans children book. Casey Means was never supportive of Donald Trump, and she doesn't even have an active medical license in Oregon, where she says she's a doctor. She also allegedly never completed her residency. Now, here's my thing. I don't necessarily think that the accrediting bodies for healthcare are the ones that should be trusted to say somebody is good or isn't good anymore, because they're too far into bed with the pharmaceutical industry. So that I can see where it's like and as somebody that has, like myself, like I was a healthcare executive for like a dozen years, and I left because the industry is just so fucking foul. Like that's why I don't trust the healthcare industry at all whatsoever, and I haven't for a long time, and I've been very, very open about it, way before even COVID, because they want you fat, sick, weak, and dependent upon pharmaceuticals. And I can tell you this because I've worked in that industry. I can tell you for sure what it showed me is that they want you fat, sick, weak, and dependent upon pharmaceuticals. Because when I say they, I mean our government. Our government facilitates all of it. Our government subsidizes the industries to help get people fat, and then our government also, after you get fat, they subsidize the insurance and healthcare industry, and then they make it so that we all have to pay a shared, socialist style healthcare policy, and to receive some of the worst fucking care in the fucking world. Our healthcare industry has a death rate of like 1.13% for every hospital visit by medical error. Like every time, like for every 1,000 people, that go into the hospital, 13 of them die, or 11.3 of them die, from medical error. Like, think about that. Out of 1,000 people, more than 11 people die from medical error when they're hospitalized. Shit. Based on 1 billion medical interactions with the public a year, 1 billion, based on that in America, which is a statistic from, I forget where, but it's a statistic, you can look it up. And it's just I'm sure it's a broad guesstimate, but there's 371,000 deaths that could be attributed to medical error a year. So just in case anybody's wondering, that is an incident fatality rate of like 0.037 or something like that, which, just so everybody understands, is really close to the death rate of COVID overall for anybody under 70. And no shit, for people that are healthy weight, don't drink, like take good care of themselves, eat whole foods, it's like much more dangerous. Just the average going to the doctor is more dangerous than COVID, than if you catch COVID that year. Just some math. But anyway, I did write a book, pretty much saying how I could, actually speak on the COVID pandemic, because it was bullshit. Anyway, and that's what I'm hoping that Casey Means would say, or anybody that takes the U.S. Surgeon General spot. But anyway, her father, Grady Means, authored a book called The Adventures of Felix the Flamingo. That sounds gay. The book description, okay. I want to see what else Laura Loomer is saying about. I don't give a fuck what her dad did. Casey's Means real first name is Paula. Laura does not fucking play. Casey Means only recently started going by her middle name, Casey. She moved to Oregon to complete her residency, but she decided to drop out in her final year. Now she doesn't even have an actual medical license. Yeah, but I explained all that again. If she's been in med school and had got good grades in med school, just because she doesn't finish it doesn't mean she doesn't know about health. Anyway, but I hear you. Well, she's ripping her apart. I'm reading that right real quick. There's no public evidence. Okay, anyway. All right. So I don't even know what to say. Oop, hang on. Did you just advertise InfoWars on here? That's weird. I'm very confused on the hate on the means. If you watch the Joe Rogan podcast, they were saying the same things RFK does. Yes, they were. I don't understand it necessarily either. Anybody that lives in the world of the food is dangerous and shit like that, they'll be, to me, that we should have those positions of health, the healthcare positions. I don't think it should be even a fucking question, frankly. But when you take a look at the things that they've said and the things about RFK, here's what I want everybody to understand. I am Make America Healthy Again through and through, to the point where, I came up with the phrase, and me and Mark came up with the phrase, Make America Healthy Again years ago. We have t-shirts printed from 2 years before RFK ever said those fucking words. Straight up. We have literally t-shirts printed up way back when. So I'm a big fan of Making America Healthy Again, but here's the thing. The government can only do so much. The problem is not even the problem is not that the food supply is fucked up as much, because I'm telling you this right now. People like me make sure to work way around it. Like, if you want to, you can still work your way around the unhealthy food system that the government is facilitating. We were talking about how the government facilitates poor health. Think about the food pyramid, that sort of thing, right? But we know these things. Like, it's widely accepted that the food pyramid's bullshit. Like, widely, it's a joke. It's even like a running joke about the food pyramid. But it still remains. And not only do we know that, not only does it still remain in just in a different name called MyPlate now, but not only does it still remain, we just openly admit that the government was fucking completely bullshit and basically allowed the sugar industry to demonize fat. And like, what the fuck? You know, like nothing happened for decades. Like, they openly leveraged the health of the population of the United States versus profit. Like, they leveraged our health over profit. Like, think about it. If the food pyramid didn't push, 11 servings of grains, that means, like, how many pieces of bread, how much, plus pasta, plus this, plus that. The human body is not meant to consume that, especially because it's ultra processed food. Like, the USDA is the reason why we have fucking 60 to 70% of the average American daily's diet is ultra processed food, knowing that shit's horrible for us. And there's a study from Brazil that says that if you eat 20% of your daily caloric intake in ultra processed foods, after 6 to 10 years, a mean of 8 years, you have like a 28% decline in cognitive function and a 25% decline in executive function of the brain. Like, that's fucking crazy, people. Like, that's fucking wild. Like, it's not acceptable, like, it's totally not. But we need to change how we view things, like our culture. Right now, the problem is that we accept in America that fat is normal. Like, the average person is fat. Like, nobody can deny that even. The problem is we don't view fat people. We view fat people as normal now. Like, if you look at the average dude, 5'9" and it weighs 199.5 pounds. It's the average man in America. That's the stats on the fucking CDC website from fucking, I can't remember, like 2018. They've been on there forever. So, and they have a waist to height ratio of almost 0.6. So they're built like Homer Simpson. That's the average man. The average woman is worse. It's 5'3.5" inches tall, and they have a waist to height ratio of 0.601 or something like that. They're like, the average woman is viscerally morbidly obese. And that's a problem. So we view the average as viscerally morbidly obese, and that's just the average person. So we don't even realize that we're looking at the average person as fucking fat, unhealthy, because it's not even the fact that a lot of these people aren't super fat. A lot of these people just have a lot of visceral fat, especially if they don't eat a lot, but what they eat mostly is ultra processed foods. That's a recipe to look like a big pot-bellied pig, and then these people are unhealthy, even though they don't even seem like they're that overweight, because they don't weigh that much, right? But they're still unhealthy. Like, if we did waist to height ratio as a metric instead of BMI, it would probably register us as like 63% obese. For real. Like, it would probably be registered about 63 to 65% obese, is I think the numbers I ran. That's insanity. That's craziness. Especially when you consider the weight gain since the last data set was taken. So it can't be this way. Make America healthy again can't be legislative. Make America healthy again has to be like a resurgence of people wanting to be fit and people not accepting. Like, we can't accept people just not be fit, because they then drag society down, and that's just not going to work. It's not fair for nobody. But anyway, folks, I am going to call this a day. I hope to see you all again. I will be back next week. I believe Mark will be able to be there intermittently, but he's got a lot of new things going on, but he will be coming in, and I'll have some guests come on too. I hope to talk to you then. God damn.
The Holy Trinity Bundle isn't just about weight loss. It's about empowering you to find your healthiest, happiest self. Let's talk about what's in the bundle and how it caters specifically to our needs. First, we got Ember, which is not just any fat burner. It's also going to boost your mood, your energy levels, while also suppressing your appetite.